Philadelphia. Oh, nice town. Eagles fan? Yes, ma'am. Her friendly manner vanishes, and she puts a hand on her hip, next to her gun. I need to see an ID, please, Stephen, she says. Of course, I say. Sweat is dripping down the back of my neck. I open the wallet again, pretend to search all the sections that might hold an ID. It's not here, I say, going for a look of distress. We all turn eyes on Frankie. Did you eat this boy's ID, Frankie? Buzzcut asks. Frankie grins and smiles, a little spit shimmering on his bottom lip. Lady Cop looks me over, taking in my polite smile and my clean, supremely preppy ensemble. If the construction worker's description is out, she'll be looking for a dark-haired kid in a grimy, blood-covered sweatshirt and torn jeans. Even so, I hold my breath until she says, I'm sorry you had to run in here with Frankie. When you get home, make sure you make some calls to replace your ID and anything else Frankie here might have ingested. I will, I promise. Okay, kid, hope the rest of your day goes better. Buzzcut gives me a fatherly pat on the arm. Have a good trip home, Stephen. I buy my ticket, and as soon as they announce the all aboard for my trip, I double time it, down the escalator, push past slower people lined up to board the train, and immediately find a seat. Up until the second the train pulls out of the station, I'm sure someone, Magpie with his gun or a cop with handcuffs, is going to come for me. But miraculously, no one does. No one seems to notice me at all. Chapter 5. 20 minutes into the 4-hour ride to Boston, I finally relax, going over my itinerary in my head over and over again to settle my twitchy brain. The train will arrive at South Station in Boston. The lady in the ticket booth told me I should take a cab to North Station, and from there, a commuter train to Concord. If all goes well, I should get in about 4 p.m. today. As for what happens after that, I have no idea. I'm trying not to think about that part. For now, I'm safe and warm and sitting in this really comfortable chair, watching the scenery go by. Buildings and bridges and concrete switch over to houses and trees and rivers. A lot of the tall grass I see is still kind of brown, and the trees just have buds on them, so I figure it's early spring sometime. I glance at the date stamped on my train ticket and confirms it, mid-April. From the dining car at the middle of the train, I buy 2 hot dogs and take my time eating them. On the outside, I must look completely normal to people around me who barely give me a second look. Just some kid eating hot dogs on the train to Boston. But as soon as I'm alone with my thoughts, total panic is a heartbeat away. Is this really happening? Did I really almost kill a guy in an alley? What the hell kind of person am I? Simon's face, shocked and bloody, swims into my consciousness, and it's a struggle to keep the hot dogs down. There's nothing normal about me. I have a knife injury that I have to press paper towels against to control the bleeding. I assaulted a guy in an alley. I came close to becoming Magpie's property in his creepy, surreal world of street kids and drugs. I'm worried about Jack and Nessa, who are still out on the streets in danger. And then, of course, there's that other detail. I still have no idea who I am. I can't stand it. Have to think of something else, or I'm going to curl up into a ball with my hands over my ears and start screaming. Walden. I open the book with shaky hands and start to read. Will myself to get lost in this book that might hold some clues for me. Completely submerge myself in the world I'm on my way to see. I'm a crazy fast reader and finish most of the book even before we reach Massachusetts. Of course, there are pages missing here and there because of Frankie, but I can use my imagination to fill in the blanks. To sum up, if I've got it right, this Thoreau guy was tired of civilization and how people become slaves to their own stupid houses and possessions. To prove he could be happier without those things, he stripped his life down to the simplest things he knew and took off alone to live in the woods. It sounds like he was really happy and at peace when he was in the woods like that, living by a pond. Must have been nice. The lull of the train, swaying and click-clacking down the track, makes me sleepy. I close my eyes. My house was on the side of a hill, immediately on the edge of the larger wood, in the midst of a young forest of pitch pines and hickories, and 6 rods from the pond, to which a narrow footpath led down the hill. The words appear like they've been etched on the inside of my eyelids. I recognize them as words I'd just read in Walden, but what the hell? Startled, I shake the words out of my head and stare out the window at the scenery, trying to clear my mind. Just sleep. My eyes drift shut again. I find it wholesome to be alone the greater part of the time. To be in company, even with the best, is soon wearisome and dissipating. I love to be alone. I never found the companion that was so companionable as solitude. It happens again. Whenever I close my eyes, entire pages and paragraphs of the book appear in my brain, like snapshots in an album. If I wanted to, I could recite whole passages of Walden to the people sitting around me. I really could. If a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps it is because he hears a different drummer. Let him step to the music which he hears, however measured or far away. Okay, so this is getting annoying. Maybe because I have so little information stored in my stupid brain, I can retain entire pages of the first book I remember reading. I guess that makes sense. Sort of. I learned this, at least, by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. After playing around with this bizarre phenomenon for a while, it occurs to me that what I've got has a name: photographic memory. I can't remember anything that happened to me before around midnight last night, but everything I've read since then is chiseled into my brain. Talk about a memory gone completely twisted. "Concord! Concord!" bellows the train conductor as he whips my ticket stub from a clip on the seat in front of me. Pressing my face to the smudged window, I watch the town of Concord come into view, then wipe away my fog breath with my sleeve. It's possible that as soon as I step off the train in Concord, my whole life will come back to me in a rush, or that somebody will recognize me and take me home. Would that be good or bad? Would I be taken to a house and family where I'm safe and loved? Or will the police nab me on the streets of Concord? I have absolutely no idea. But I have to start somewhere, and this is it. The train jolts to a stop, and I line up behind the other people, getting ready to step off the train and onto the platform. The late afternoon sun slants orange through a big maple tree when I step off the train, nearly blinding me, so my first view of Concord is splotched with stars. I blink hard to get rid of them and take a few steps off the train platform and just stand there in a small parking lot, making the other people walk around me, some peering back at me in curiosity. I watch everybody. Do they know me? Will they call me by the name I can't remember? Is this home? Nobody shows any sign of recognition. I'm both relieved and disappointed. Across from the depot is a restaurant with clumps of yellow flowers planted out front, and next to that is a bicycle shop and a dry cleaner's. There are trees and shrubs on both sides of the narrow street, and everything looks scrubbed and clean, like maybe somebody comes out and washes the sidewalks every morning. A cool breeze blows my hair into my eyes. Even as I absorb Concord, Massachusetts, even as I scan the street, searching people's faces, one thing is clear to me. I have no memory of this place. It's just a nice little town where people probably feel safe all the time and have nice families to go home to. A town where you don't have to worry about junkies in alleys pulling knives on you. I wonder if Concord even has alleys. The train bell clangs behind me, and the train pulls away from the platform. All the other people are gone. I bite my lip so hard it hurts. There's nothing left to do, so I step onto the sidewalk, look both ways, and randomly head to the right. There's a gas station at the corner, a donut shop across the street. When I reach the curb, I squint up at the street sign. Sudbury Road is the crossroad heading off to the right. I twist my head to get a good look at the name on the other road, the one I'm currently standing on. Thoreau Street. The name of the place on which I stand is Thoreau Street. I stare down in amazement at Thoreau's book in my hands, as if it somehow magically made this phenomenon happen and can tell me what I'm supposed to do next.